Hello, we are back away from the succubus that I just left. Today we are talking about, again, the High Times, Joan Jett, as I was saying earlier. I love rock and roll, don't you? We're also going to talk about the events, the dates, where the best of the best weed growers and weed pipe makers competition of the High Times Cannabis Cups. The High Times Cannabis Cups, the next one is going to be in Michigan, and that is going to be on September 20th. Yep. So get your tickets now. And then New Mexico, but let's see where the most ballerest ones. The most ballerest ones are in Amsterdam, the Bay Area, Denver, Detroit, and last but not least, Seattle. There's many cannabis cups around the world as well. We still got Oregon, Oklahoma, Nevada, Michigan. Not around the world, but Amsterdam's around the world. So, Massachusetts, Illinois, SoCo, and Arizona. Back to Joan Jett. She's like a pioneer of rock and roll ladies. She was not blonde, even though we all think of her as this blonde girl. She is just a super badass. She came out with Cherry Bomb, and a lot of badass like chicks have did covers of that song. Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mom. Cherry Bomb. That song. And who else are we talking about today? We were talking about what's her face? Oh, excuse me. I lost my train of thought. Anyways, I found out that you can be a judge of the High Times Cannabis Cup if you're 18 plus with a prescription, or just a good everyday smoker being a 21 plus. I don't think you have to be everyday, but you gotta know what you're talking about in order to judge something, right? Life is really good. Who I really like is Courtney Barnett. What is going on in this life? I don't want to have a short podcast this week. So I want to talk about art. I want to talk about you and me and verticolors trees. So I just got some season. They're pretty dank. They've been germinating. So starting next week, I will give you the week of my babies. I have mycelium cakes to do the cycle with my babies to breathe out CO2 and create the greenhouse effect. I'm really happy I got CO2. It's gonna make my buds bigger and better. I'm not really into religion. I'm a Hinduist kinda, but I was raised Christian, and yeah, I'm not going to say what branch of Christianity, because I'm a psilocybin Christian, like a Christian scientist. But I'm a Hinduist. I was raised Hindu. I was raised as a Buddhist. They put me in private Christian school, and life is good. Anyway, as well as getting at is Romans, the book of Romans. If you are just a homeless traveler that loves to smoke weed, and you're like, fuck God, you should probably read Romans. It's just chill. It doesn't say anything like God's cool, God's great. It's not like Hebrews that's like, fuck church. It's like, yo, roam the fucking earth and smoke as much weed as you can. And that's all that's in Romans. It's really fucking cool. I really like, excuse my French, the motherfucking Bible sometimes. Not as much as the Quran, though. So in the Quran, it goes in depth of each it's like a Bible's glossary or encyclopedia. That's a better way to say it. Like, they have books on the women. They have mind. They have books on angels. They have books on this and that. And they're categorized just like the books of the Bible. They're like chapter this, verse this, blah blah blah, that and that. It's really cool. I like it. There's two ways to spell the Quran. There's like Koran, and there's Quranun, something like that. But yeah, it's really dank. It's really pretty dank. As far as artists goes, I've been thinking a lot about Eric Ankula. He is this artist that I believe he taught at the St. Paul School of Visual Arts. Don't quote me on that. He went to school, an art school in Southern California. He dropped out because that's what a cool artist would do. So he did it, and he started doing murals on buildings. He's a fucking great ass artist, and I would do anything to be like a Keith Haring, a Basquiat, Eric Inkulaven, yeah, just like a Andy Warhol, just like a modern day badass. I should also walk around with like a kunai sword or katana sword. That'd be pretty badass. I have a theory. Everybody that hears Basquiat is like, oh, he went on first class plane and he lit up a joint and said, well, aren't we in first class? Then another story is he went in a first class plane and broke out a line of coke and he's like, hey, they can't do that. And he said, well, are we in first class? But my theory is he had a blunt with sprinkled angel dust on it. Smoked that shit up. People didn't even know they were hitting it, getting so high. It distracted the people around him. And that's why the airplane people got a little mad when they sniffed the coldness of the reality of the truths. And he's like, hey, I think we're in first class. And then that's what happened. Put it out, and that's what happened. Not like, sir, put that magic stick out. It was like, oh hell yeah, we're putting this out. If anybody asks, it's the story type shit. And I think Basquiat is so fucking cool. So fucking cool. Yeah, he spelled John. His name is Jean Michel. The French way. So John is spelled Jean instead of the American way of John or Jon, short for Jonathan. And he has like a double name. It's like Michael, Miquel. It's pretty cool.